it's Imogen. Welcome back to Colouring Kid. In today's video I wanted to share all of the pictures that I have coloured in 2020. Now whether I do this in one part or two parts I don't know, I'll see how far I get, but I'm really excited to show you everything. These are my favourite type of videos to watch, as well as obviously completed pages videos. They're kind of the same thing. But I thought instead of showing everything that I've ever coloured like I did last year, I just thought it's silly repeating pictures, and I thought that I would just do a compilation video with all of the pictures in 2020. So obviously, basically all of these videos, all of these pictures that you'll be seeing are from the 12 videos that I will have done for the 12 months. So it is a repetition anyway, but it's kind of just combining all of them together, which I think is quite nice. And lots of people do this. And the reason I'm doing this is that it's not only the end of 2020, but also January 1st is my anniversary of my YouTube channel. So on January 1st it will be 2 years since I started my channel, and I had my account a bit longer but I didn't start making videos until then. So the video that I put up of my completed Ivy and Inky Butterfly flip through was the first video, and yeah, it was January 1st, so it's really special, and I can't believe that I've been on YouTube for 2 years now. So thank you so much for all of your support over these past 2 years, and I can't wait to continue making videos for you all. And yeah, we'll just get started. So I thought before I showed you anything, I would show you my PDFs just so that I don't forget them. And I don't really count these as, I do count them as pages because I show you in my videos, but they're obviously not in books, so they are a bit separate. So I did this page, which is by Kelly O'Gorman, and it was a freebie on her website. So if you go to her website here, you should be able to find it. I used Faber-Castell pencils for this page, and then quite a few different glitter gel pens. So I think I used some of my Tan Mitt glitter gel pens, a silver Signo, a clear Jelly Roll glitter gel pen, a gold Jelly Roll metallic, and yeah, just some others. I will describe and show you what I've used, but obviously there's quite a lot of pictures to get through, so I won't go in as much detail as I did in my completed pages videos. So if you want to know more about a specific page, then yeah, you can go through the videos if you want. I can't remember which month I did this one actually, but I'm really pleased with it, and I love the way that it's meant to be a tree, but then there are other things making it that, so it didn't make it boring. It was really nice having lots of different things to colour. And I print this onto paper from a Moleskine book that I don't use anymore, and it's an off-white cream colour, so it's really nice. I've got quite a few PDFs in here that I haven't coloured yet. I bought this one from Kelly O'Gorman. I coloured this one. This was a really simple one, and I just used my markers. And I did print this onto a different card actually, which was ideal for markers but not so much pencil. So this is just marker and glitter Poscas on here, with also a couple of fine liners for the purple and the blue, but mainly, yeah, it is just the markers. And I did a little bit of blending, but not really. It was mainly just to put down an initial layer. This is by Marja Safstrom, so this was again a free picture. She had quite a few actually that were free on her website, and I have her animal compendium book and her baby animals one, so I did colour something from her, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really, really simple, just something to do. I think I had just done quite a few detailed pages and wanted something that was just really easy. I haven't coloured anything from Joanna Basford's Flourish book yet. Let me just go through these. I know I haven't coloured anything in this bit. This is very messy. I need to sort it out. This one I did in October this year, I believe. This is a picture by Carla Magana, which was free on her website. Again, you can go to her website there. And this was for Carloween. So in October, Kate from Kate's Colouring Haven and a couple of other people were hosting Carloween. We could colour one of our pictures. So I did. Again, I used my markers. Really simple, just lay down. I did do a tiny bit of blending with the green, and then I used just a few glitter gel pens on top and some metallic markers as well. Well, not markers, gel pens. And for the background, I used my, well, at the time they were new, my Jane Davenport palette pastels for the background. So I had a lot of fun doing that, and I did do a bit of blending with pencil on top and a bit of white gel pen as well. So I really enjoyed doing this one. Again, it was just something stress relieving, and it did go through to the other side obviously because it's marker, but it was just one of those pages that didn't take very long and it was really nice to do. And I don't have any of her books at present. I don't know if I will, but yeah, I really enjoyed doing that one. And then did this, which kind of is a colouring page, kind of isn't, but I will show it to you anyway. I think I completed it around the same time actually. It was a whip for a long time, and this was a I can't even remember who or what the book was, but Leah Colouring Queen had put it as part of the her monthly overview of books and things that were coming out, and these were freebies, I think. So I basically used 5 colours: black, yellow, green, blue and red, and then you just put the dots on and it creates a picture. So as you can see, this is a snail shell one, and it did take me quite a long time, but I kind of just, it was good to have this, and just every kind of couple of days or whatever, I just sit down and do it for 10-20 minutes, and it slowly came together, and I really like how it turned out. Again, it is colouring, but it's not exactly your kind of normal colouring, so it's really nice to do something a little bit different. This one was a bookmark that Clara Marcova had given away for free right before her new book Fairy Touch and Magic came out, so I did do it. I watered down Tombow markers and I used my Neocolour 2s mostly for a base. I then used Faber-Castells and Holbein's mainly for the rest, with the pencil overlay, the cat especially for the fur. And then I used some glitter gel pens, my gold Jelly Roll Metallic and Jelly Roll Glaze to do some outlining of the bugs to make them pop out a bit more. I haven't yet cut it out and used it. I actually quite like it as it is for the moment, and whether I use it eventually for a reading book or for her book, I don't know, but I'm really pleased that I did it. And I haven't yet done the other one that came with her book, but it's nice to have them as a pair. I don't think I've done any more. I bought these. I can't remember who the illustrator is, but Effie Colours did a gorgeous picture and it was amazing. And again, I've just got a couple of other things. I did start the calendar. I absolutely failed at it. I was using Black Widow pencils for this, and I didn't put any embellishments on it as of yet. I was waiting. If I had finished it, I was going to then go over with them, but I didn't. But I don't mind. I'll either come back to it next year, or I'll just colour it as and when I want to. There's a free picture from Eri until the when is it? I can't remember what date she's stopping it. She puts out free pictures like this, and then you only have them for a couple of days, and I've missed out on a couple before, but I decided to print this one out. If you go to her Instagram, there's a link for it. This is a freebie from Rita Berman this year, and this was another freebie from Clara Marcova. So that is my PDF folder. And now we're going to move on to the book that I feel is best to start with, because it was the first video that I did. So I'm going to start with Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. So I got my second copy in April, so this was after lockdown. I decided it had been a year and a half since I'd coloured in my first copy, so I thought it would be really nice to start working through it again. So I'm mainly doing it in order. I haven't got any tags for this one because it's fairly self-explanatory because I've gone in order. So this one, the first one that I did, is mainly Holbein's and polychromos, and then I have used a Uniball glitter gel pen in silver, some other glitter gel pens, a white Jelly Roll, or actually it might have been a Uniball Signo at this point. And I think that's pretty much it. I didn't go overboard with embellishments generally I haven't. I also used some Staedtler fine liners. So mainly what I'm doing in this book is using my fine liners quite a lot, which is really nice, and I've been really enjoying using them. I'm also trying to put greaseproof paper in between these so that they don't rub off or anything, because that's something that has happened a bit in my other book. This one again was base of fine liner and polychromos. And again, same with this one, I haven't yet put my name in it. That'll probably be the last thing I do if I ever complete this book again. Yeah, polychromos, fine liners, and then gold jelly roll metallic, and also the silver glitter gel pen by Uniball. So very similar stuff for these. I did the pages similar so that they paired well together. We then have these next two pages. This one, I will try and hold up for you so that you can see the gold and stuff, but it is quite hard with the greaseproof. This one was mainly Holbein pencils, polychromos, Prismacolor, same really. I don't have a running colour palette as such, but lots of them are fairly similar, and pretty much because that's kind of my colour palette anyway, I kind of do imagine that it will be the same throughout. I use glitter Poscas, a clear jelly roll Stardust, more fine liners, just lots of the embellishments that I use, especially in this book, are exactly the same. So forgive me if I don't keep repeating myself. I'll just kind of, you know, I'll tell you these are basically the same things throughout these first couple of pages. And this one, I'll show you the old pages in a minute. This one is a bit different. I did a lighter background. It's exactly the same as the other one, just lighter. I think I must have followed a tutorial for these strawberries, because I would never be able to do those without a tutorial. I definitely did. I can't remember. It might have been Chris Chang, but I don't know for sure. Again, same embellishments, and mostly the same pencils for this. Again, these kind of paired together. I was wanting them to look fairly similar, so the blue for the background is the same as these bubble bits. So that's kind of how I was wanting to go about those pages. Oh, hang on, I'll put this back. Okay, this double spread, I have got a greaseproof bit ready, but I haven't yet finished the other page. Let me move these. So yeah, this page, which is complete, I haven't done a background for it. What I did with my other copy is I did go back and add backgrounds right at the end, because there were some that I felt needed one, but for now I haven't done one. The only thing that's really different with this is that I used more fine liners and also my jelly roll glaze a bit more. I'm not sure if you can see that in the light, especially on these bottles. I wanted them to look a bit more glass-like, so I did do that. But apart from that, it is pretty much the same. I don't know whether to do a darker background. I've seen so many gorgeous ones that people have done, and obviously there are stars and things here, so it kind of is inferring that there should be a background, but I have left it, and I can always come back to it if I want to. The thing I'm really proud of, which I like, is this teapot up here, because I tried to make it look like an Bridgewater teapot. So yeah, that's pretty much it with that one. As I said, it's very similar to the other page in terms of embellishments especially. The next page I haven't finished yet. I decided to do this video now because it's currently the 27th of December, so it's not quite the end of 2020 yet, but I'm going to try and work on this page and another whip that I have more, so I don't see myself starting any new pages, which is why I figured I'd do the video now. I have been working on this a bit more, and I am going very, very slow with it. I think I've been working on this since about June time, which seems crazy, but it's one of those pages where I have just left it and come back to it as and when I've wanted to. I think I came back the other day and did the lamp up here, the carpet, rug, a couple of other bits as well. So I just come back to it and add a couple of things. Pretty much the same pencils. I've got a whole box which has the pencils and stuff that I'm using in it, so that's good. And yeah, I haven't really added that many embellishments yet. The only thing I've done is added the jelly roll glaze to a few bits, but I kind of wish I hadn't, because for some reason it's kind of rubbed off onto the other page, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but on this, the glaze from the other side has rubbed off, so I haven't been able to use the fine liner properly, which is really annoying. So I probably won't do that in future. I'll leave it until the end, but it doesn't really matter. I'll be able to fix that up. I have then done the next 2 pages. I went ahead a bit because I knew that would take me ages. This is all polychromos and a couple of Prismacolor. Same embellishments. It was for all of the outlining, which is all silver and glittery. This was the Uniball Silver Glitter Gel Pen. You have some yellow chalk pastel for the dust, and Jelly Roll Gold gel pen. So yeah, same colour palette. This is the colour palette for the butterfly that I'm doing all the way through. So I'm really pleased with it and I love it. So I then have this whip as well, which I haven't finished. Same colour palette as before. I don't know if I'll get to this before the end of the year, but it is one of those ones that I can just come back to. And the thing is with these whips, there's nothing that's gone wrong on them, because usually that's what happens with the whip. I leave it because I don't like how it's turning out. I really like how it's turning out, I just haven't come back to it, and I kind of got caught up with other pictures and stuff. So yeah, I'm hoping to get those pages done fairly soon so I can move on, because my aim is at some point to finish this book. I know in my 10 books to finish video I said I would love to complete it in 2021. I know that's not going to happen, so I'm aiming to do 1 or 2 pictures a month from this book, and currently, because I haven't finished these ones, that's probably not going to happen. So I need to get these pictures done so that I can move on with the book. But yeah, that is Ivy and Inky Butterfly, and I'll just quickly show you the pages that I had previously done so you can see the difference. I'm sure that many of you will have seen this quite a few times because I've done the flip through. I've shown it in loads of other videos, so I'll just give you a quick flip. I'm really pleased with the progression that I've made. You know, a year and a half later colouring this book, so yeah, it is really satisfying. So they are the pages. Okay, so the next books that I'm going to show you are from Clara Marcova. This first section, or this entire video maybe, I'm not sure how long it will go on for, are books from illustrators where I have more than one book. So they're not standalone books, they'll come later. These are kind of collections of books. So yeah, this is going to be the Clara Marcova books next. And then I have Maria Troll and Kirby Rose. So hopefully we'll get to all of them in the video, and then I may have to do the others in a part 2, but we'll see. So the first book is Tenderful Enchantments. I have done 2 pages in this. All of the pages that I've done are in these blue tags. So yeah, let's just have a look at the 2 that I've done. So this one I did, it was done mostly with Holbeins and Prismacolor. This bow I was trying to copy from my page that I did in Botanicum. It is a bit jarring compared to the rest of the page, but obviously I knew I had the strawberries that were going to be quite bright anyway, so yeah, maybe I would have changed it, but I do really like this page, and it wasn't that busy compared to some of the other ones. I've found that as her books have gone on, they've got more detailed, so it was nice having one that wasn't too busy. I have found though, for some reason, her pages in Tenderful Enchantments take me a lot longer. Some pages in Fairy Celebrations really didn't take me that long at all, but this one did. I don't mind though. Most of the embellishments here were the Jelly Roll glaze, the clear glaze for the bottle. I have some glitter gel pens, some pearlescent ink. Actually, it's liquid acrylic, I think. My clear Jelly Roll pen, it's fine liners again, so very similar stuff, and also some white Posca as well. And the other page that I have done in this was this one, and this was mainly Prismacolor, Holbein and polychromos actually. As you know, I tend to mix up the colours that I'm using quite a bit from, you know, different sets. So I definitely know for a fact the background and the leaves, that sort of stuff was Prismacolor, and then the rest was polychromos and Holbein. So I was really going for the effect of having the fireflies in the background. I have lots of glitter on it. This is the same colour that I've used for the butterfly and ivy and Inky Butterfly, and again, this one did take me a really long time, but I was really happy with the outcome, and I just went really slowly with it and did it bit by bit. And I did do the background as kind of one of the middle things in the process, so that I kind of knew what I had left to do, which is something that I do like to do quite often. So yeah, again, I'm pleased with this one, and I've only done 2 pages in this book so far. I did get this book this year. I was very lucky to get it. I think I got it on a Czech website, and it came really quickly, and it was quite a bit cheaper than it would have been getting it through Etsy. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I've got Tenderful Enchantments, and this is the Czech edition. The next book is Fairy Miracles. Lots of the pages that I actually did in this book were the end of the previous year. I've only done 3 this year. I haven't really come back to it in a very long time. I mainly focused on fairy celebrations this year, but I have done 3, so I will show them to you. We have the title page, and I remember doing this when we were watching the Dracula series that was at the very end of 2019. I actually think it maybe even ran into the new year. I can't quite remember, but I really enjoyed it, and I don't think I finished it until after that anyway, because obviously I finished it during 2020. For some reason, some of the black from this page has come onto that page, but it doesn't really bother me. I mainly used polychromos for this page, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Quite an unusual colour palette for me, really, with the bright pink colour and then the more muted colours. But yeah, I really like it, and again, lots of glitter. We then have this one, which I was inspired by Sleeping Beauty to do this one. I was kind of questioning whether to do her in a pink dress or a blue dress, because obviously if you haven't seen the animation, it kind of at some point shifts between her having a pink and a blue dress, and so yeah, I wasn't really sure. But then I thought, well, for me and my childhood, I always remember Aurora as having a pink dress, so I thought I'd stick with that. So it kind of went well as well, because I then did the blue background. So this one also has the 3 fairy godmothers and their different colours, which I thought tied in quite nicely. So I've got Jelly Roll Glaze on here, an orange Jelly Roll Stardust, some glitter Poscas, other glitter gel pens, and this was mainly Holbeins and Prismacolor, or it may have just been mainly Holbeins. I have a feeling it is. But yeah, I'm pleased with that one. And then we have this one, and I distinctly remember watching the Robin Hood BBC series that I found on BBC iPlayer, and I think I was doing the background at the time, and I followed Chris Cheng's tutorial that she did on another page, but it's quite different. I did switch it up a bit. I didn't think I did it quite as dark, and then I kind of based the rest of the page around it, so I thought it went quite well. And it is quite a bright page and something a bit different that I wouldn't normally do. I've got lots of glitter gel pen for the sweets, because I really couldn't be bothered to go in and colour them. It was just too much. And I use my Black Widow pencils quite a lot, and Prismacolor were the main pencils for this page. So the other pages that I did in Fairy Miracles, whether I get back to it next year, I don't know. I have mainly been focusing on Fairy Celebrations, and that is one that I want to get close to finishing at some point. So that is Fairy Miracles. I'm just going to have a sip of my drink. I had a feeling I would need it, so that's why I bought some, because I knew I'd be talking a lot. So the next book is Fairy Celebrations. As you can see, I've done so many pages in this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on each page because it will take ages otherwise. Most of these, apart from the very last page, in fact, all of them apart from the very last page were done this year. This one was done at the very end of 2019, and it was the first page that I did in this book. So all of these others are 2020 pages. This one was the first time that I really, really enjoyed doing fair, and I spent quite a long time on this page. I'd previously coloured blue tits in the flower year, but I hadn't coloured robins that much, so I really took my time with those. And then The background was something new for me as well, and I'm really happy with this one. I made the book look like Fairy Celebrations as well with the colour. So overall, I am very chuffed with it, and I think even though this book is meant to be whimsical and a bit like fairy tale like, I still wanted to try and make these as realistic as possible, and I personally think that it's paid off, and it's one of my favourites. We then have this one, which was the next page that I did. It was the first page that I did after the first page, and this was the big double spread, and it's not my favourite page that I've done in the book. I think that some of the colours look a bit washed out, and that was partly because I was using cheaper pencils. I was using my Faber-Castell Classics, and personally I think those pencils are great, but it was just the way I was layering them up. It didn't really work as well as I'd intended. So it may be one of those pages that I go back to and fiddle about with it, but overall I am happy with it. There's nothing that I feel has gone wrong, but I might just deepen up the background a bit or something like that. But yeah, it was mainly those, and then I did use a few polychromes and stuff, but I was challenging myself to just use those pencils mainly. So same sort of embellishments. The glitter has kind of spread a bit, which is frustrating, but it is a double spread, so it does do that. I used also some pastel, oh my goodness, the pastel Poscas as well. So yeah, there's that one. We have this one, which is a colour along that is still on my channel. I did this earlier in the year, and I did this all with Prismacolors, and then I did use glitter gel pens and stuff for embellishments. So this one I am really, really proud of, because it's one of those things where I have just tried to stick to using one brand, and it paid off. And I was so touched that some of you did follow the colour along, and you sent me your gorgeous pictures, and they look amazing. And yeah, I'm really, really proud of it. I like the bottles. I think they're probably one of my favourite bits. I did use Jelly Roll Glaze for that. And the snails were new to me. I hadn't really coloured them, and I have written down the colour palette and stuff for those, so I remember. Or I could just watch the video back that I did. I think the most challenging thing for me for this page was trying to come up with different greens. Obviously, the Prismacolors are quite a wide set anyway, but it's still hard trying to do different tones of the green. So I had this more washed out muted green, and even the green for the snails and the frog differed. This is more of a lime colour with a few browns, and this one's more bold. So yeah, it was challenging, and I'm really pleased that I managed to you know, work my way around that. We then have this page, which was a whip for quite a while. I started it during my summer holiday and then didn't finish it for a bit. This was another one where I was experimenting with like new things to colour. This is the same colour palette as the snail shells, but this shell was new, and I'm pleased with that. And I did stick very much with the pastel theme for this. The only thing is I did use my pearlescent ink, but I didn't use it anywhere else, and these look a bit odd, just like being shiny like that. So I'm wondering whether I could maybe scratch it off or get rid of it, or just make it less bold. But I went over the bubbles in white gel pen so that they didn't stand out as much. And yeah, I tried to use less colours, but make sure that I was placing them properly so that I didn't have too many things going on. So yeah, again, that was another fun one. This one was one of my earlier pages, and it was the first time that I did see-through mushrooms, and I'm so pleased with them. And I've now done this quite a lot on my other pages, especially in these books. And I did do a tutorial on my night sky and how to do my light sources. I'm really pleased with those mushrooms, and again, it's one of those pages that was unusual for me, doing such a dark background, but I think it does work with everything else going on. And I use fine liners a lot, and my glitter gel pens and my Jelly Roll Oh no, my Jelly Roll glaze, that's it. Ooh. We then have this one, and I was going for a kind of vintage colour palette for this. I did search up a picture for this background and it was inspired by Kath Kidston. I knew I wanted this to be a Sakura kind of cherry blossom bath colour, as if there'd been a bath bomb in there. And this was one of the first times that I had done see-through objects, and again I did a tutorial on them and on this curtain as well. And then I used gel pens and things to finish it off. So again, this was one that took me quite a long time, and actually it wasn't one of those pages where I initially went, yes, I want to do that page. It was quite a surprising choice for me, and I'm really pleased that I did it because I do like the outcome. And I think although there are quite a few colours, you know, on the page, they still fit together, and that's something that I have been trying to be more aware of as I'm colouring lately. You know, I'm trying to make sure that my placement of colours is right and there's nothing that really stands out that doesn't look right. So yeah, that is that one. This one was one of my more recent pages. Again, it's not one of my favourites. I mainly used Arteza pencils with this actually. I was testing them out and I did this on holiday. And then I used some clear glitter Jelly Roll. It was one of my first times using my my Artezas for the honeycomb actually. I hadn't really coloured that before. So I used my Jelly Roll glaze for this bottle. As you can tell, I used that a lot. And yeah, it was one of those where I knew I was going to have to do some bright colours because of the cherries. I probably wouldn't have gone for this orange colour for the mushrooms, but kind of goes with the honeycomb. So yeah, I like it, but it's not one of my favourites. This one was a buddy colour with the lovely Effie, and this was done in October. I definitely followed a tutorial for the pumpkins. I can't remember whose tutorial it was. I did it for another page, which I'll show you, and I couldn't remember. So I'm really sorry. It might have been Chris Chang. Again, I'm not entirely sure. This one was mainly Prismacolor and Holbeins, but I did use Crayola for this wood bit and I was really pleased with it. They have some really lovely muted colours, and I think that the amount of depth I was able to get with those was great. I again did my night sky and the see-through mushrooms, the illuminated moon. I was pleased with that. I did go over with my clear Jelly Roll though for the cat and the wolf because they were kind of a bit lost in the background, so I thought I would add those. And then I also used some orange glitter stardust for the tops of those mushrooms and a host of other different things. Again, I made the book that the bat was reading look like Fairy Celebrations as well, and I was really happy to do another page with the bat because it's so adorable. I really, really like it. So this is probably my favourite page. I did this back in May because it was for Effie's Monsters in May hashtag, and the pumpkin here was the tutorial that I'd obviously followed, and I can't remember. I definitely know that the pear and the apples though were Chris Chang's tutorial, so it probably was hers, but I couldn't find it anywhere. This was mainly Holbeins and polychromos and a few Prismacolors. I'm really happy with how the cupcake turned out. That's one of my favourite bits, and the background was a new thing for me as well, and that's something that I'm really proud of. There were just quite a few different techniques that I was trying out with this page. I had the fire going, the again mushrooms again, the fur for the cats, and I did this cat first before the one that I showed you earlier on in the book. So there were lots of things that I was trying out, and I'm really proud of it, and it is probably my favourite page. And although it was a double spread, I enjoyed every second of it, and it didn't really feel like a double page spread either. So that's that one. And then we have this one, which is the final one. I did this for Christmas in July. Again, I did the same sorts of colours for the background for this that I did for the other double spread. I used my Jelly Roll glaze quite a lot for this jar and various other bits. I used Crayolas quite a lot for the gingerbread and Prismacolor mainly as well. The thing that I liked testing out and experimenting on was, I think these are meant to be donuts or biscuits or something. And what I basically do to make them look a bit powdered is put white Posca down and then get a cotton bud and just dab it, and it kind of just gives that powdered sugar effect, which I like. So yeah, that was really fun to do. And again, I use lots of other different gel pens and just sparkled it up. I thought, well, it's a Christmas page, I might as well. So they are all the pages from Fairy Celebrations. That did take quite a while, but obviously I had done quite a few pages in that book. And I am hoping to do more this year if I can possibly do so. Then we have Fairy Touch and Magic. I've still got a whip in here, but I thought I'd show you anyway because it's one of my current ones. This is the other whip as well as the Wondering page that I want to work on more up until the end of this year. So I have gone back to it a bit. Again, there's nothing that I hate about the page. I really like it. It's just one of those pages that is really slow. I did some of it on live stream and I need to go back and finish this biscuit. I think the thing that's slowing me down a bit is because I know I'm going to have to follow a tutorial for the strawberries and go back and do the snail like I did. So it's just the fact that I can't necessarily just colour the page. There are things that I'm going to have to follow to be able to complete it. So yeah, hopefully I will get it done soon, and you know, it's half done pretty much. I mean, I've done the background already, which is great. So really there isn't that much left to do. It's just taking me quite a while, but this will be the first page that I've done in this beautiful book. I absolutely love it and I need to get back to it. But obviously for the reason that I've coloured more in Fairy Celebrations, that's the one I'm aiming to kind of work in a bit more this year. So that is Fairy Touch and Magic. And then finally, we also have I Believe in Fairies by Clara Marcova. So I've coloured 3 pages, one of which you will see in my December completed pages as well. So I have put them all into this portfolio binder called Art Profolio. And yeah, I really like having them in this. It just makes it seem more like a book, and it's great. So this came out at the same time as Fairy Touch and Magic back in October, so I haven't had them that long, and I'm really pleased that I've coloured 3. So technically I've coloured 3 pages, almost 4 since then. So this is the first one. This one I was going for a Rapunzel type effect with the girl, and I followed my own tutorial for the snail, and I used lots of glitter and various like glitter Poscas and stuff. I did the same butterfly for Ivy and Inky Butterfly as well, and I've coloured the backs of all of these as well. So some of them differ here, so there's a different design for spring, summer, autumn, winter, but the place where the stamp's meant to be stays the same all the time. So that is my first one, and I used my Zest-It blend blending medium quite a lot to blend it all so that it was smooth, because obviously it is card, so it is a bit different, so I just wanted it to be smooth, and I'm really pleased I did that because I'm happy with it. The second one that I did was this one, and this was for Halloween. I think I completed it early November because it was a late picture that I hadn't completed. I also found out that I'm much more pleased with the Jelly Roll glaze when I do a second coat. It's much more shiny. So yeah, I did that, and I mainly used Holbeins for this. I did my bat again. I absolutely love it, and I did use my new the Fine Tech paints quite a lot. I watered them down and added different colours, like on these sweets to give them a bit of shimmer up on the butterfly, and it was so fun experimenting with those, and I have enjoyed using them on other pictures as well recently. So again, I did my Night Sky, which was exactly the same as the other one in my tutorial, as well as doing the light source and things like that. So that was a really fun one, and it did take me quite a while. I did miss it for, you know, kind of the Halloween stage, but yeah, that's that one. And the final one, which you will see in my December completed pages, is this one. This is in the winter section, and I did, oh hang on, I didn't show you the back of this. Sorry if you can hear my brother whistling. Yeah, this back was the colouring that I did for this one. So yeah, as I was saying, it was a tutorial from Chris Chang. You will see this in my December completed pages, and this could possibly be one of my favourite pictures definitely for this month, if not overall, from Clara Marcova. I did follow a tutorial, so I can't really take credit for it, but I am so happy with that. I think Chris's colour palettes are absolutely breathtaking, and the fact that she manages to come up with these amazing colour palettes, especially doing the other colours in the tree, and the depth that she goes to with them is amazing. And this was just Prismacolor. I did really like doing these little stars right at the end. It's something that I've never done before, and you have to kind of make them fade out into the background, and I did have to draw in quite a lot for this, which was something that I was a bit wary of doing because I wasn't sure how it would go, but I am really pleased with it. So I drew in these two gingerbread men, I had to draw in lots of the snow bits, this sweet I drew in as well, and lots of these bauble sweet bits, so there was quite a lot to add to it, but I think it does add to the overall picture. And I think actually, not having done these, it would have looked a bit bare down here. I mean, it would look beautiful, you know, still the same. I've seen so many gorgeous pictures, but yeah, it's really cool, and I am really pleased with it. And I did use a lot of my Arteza white gel pen, but I'm so glad that I got those because they worked brilliantly, and I tried using my others and they just wouldn't work the same. So yeah, those were amazing. And so yeah, they are my pages from the I Believe in Fairies postcards by Clara Marcova. So the next two books are by Maria Troll. So the first book is Reese. This is the Dutch edition of Vivi Soccer Enva by Maria Troll. So it's the Dutch, not the Swedish edition. I've done quite a few pages in here as well. I did them earlier in the year though. I haven't done one in here for quite a while. So this double spread was Faber-Castell pencils, my chalk pastels for a base, and yeah, as I said, then the pencils were over the top. This was before I got my Rembrandt pastels, so this purpley colour is quite muted compared to the ones that I have now. But yeah, I quite like it because it wasn't a full double spread, but it was still quite detailed, so it didn't take me too long. But yeah, it's nice to get this one done, and I've done quite a few of the pages close to the start now, so that's really nice to have that finished. Next page was this one, very similar to another page that I have done, which was actually the first page that I did in here. Same background, same colours, just a different layout, and it didn't get boring doing a similar thing again because I had done the other page quite a while back. So yeah, we have that one. This one was in, well, not memory, but in celebration of the NHS, because it has the rainbow, and this was definitely during lockdown. I think it may have been May or June. So this is quite bright, obviously, because it's a rainbow, and then we have the same colours in terms of the background and the blues, and lots of glitter for the sea. And the final page that I did was a bit further back in the book. I decided to break away from doing it in order, and this is probably my favourite page that I've done in the book, apart from the nameplate. Sorry, not the nameplate, the title page. This was again same pencils, mainly Faber-Castell pencils, same colour palette. I really like it. The background for this should have really been purple, but I didn't want to do a purple background, so I thought, well, who's to say the background doesn't change colour? I mean, you know, it's an imaginary world. I can make the sky change colour, so there you go. I just decided to do that. The wood took me quite a while, but I did really enjoy it, and I'm hoping to come back to this next year. I definitely know I won't get it finished, but if I can get a few more pages done, that would be lovely, because I love the paper, especially in this book. It's absolutely amazing. So that is Reese. And then we have Luna, which is also the Dutch edition of Luna. I believe they're just called the same, and this is the MUS Publishing. So this is a new book that I've started colouring in this month. I only got it this month because I was waiting for it to come on Amazon. And yeah, again, this is by Maria Troll. So I'm working on this in order, and I've just been using a 12 set of Pablo pencils and a couple of Holbeins from my 12 set. So it's been a real challenge for me, but I've been loving it. And this is kind of my book that I work on whilst we're watching TV and stuff, because it's quite mindless, because I don't have to think about the colours as much. So we have this, it's the creature that I've coloured. We have the hummingbird here. And then we have the nameplate page, which again is the same colours for the hummingbird. So I just used a pastel purple and a blue for the background, and everything else is just the 12 colours from the Pablos. I've forgotten to colour that red. I'm going to have to go back and do that. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's coming out, and I'm not sure if I'll stick to doing this throughout the whole book. I mean, it is a very, very large book. And obviously I'm not doing really detailed pages at present, but we'll see. I have been really enjoying doing it, and this is the page I'm currently working on. I think I'm going to go and fix these rabbits, because again, I've been trying to do them with the minimal colour palette, but they do look a bit yellow when they're meant to be brown. The only brown that I have is a really, really dark brown, and then I have a yellow and an orange, and that's it, and a grey. So that's what I've been using for those. So I'm going to try and see if I can make them a bit more brown looking. As for the grey bunnies, they are a lot better. These are a bit lighter, that one's a bit darker. So I'm just going to carry on, and you never know, when I colour everything else they may blend in a bit more, but at the moment they do look a bit out of place. So yeah, that's what I've done so far in Luna. And then probably for this video, the last books that I'm going to show you are my Kirby Rose books. I only got these books this year. I had Animorphia. I don't colour that in that one anymore. I got Worlds Within Worlds first, and then I got Mythomorphia and Imaginemorphia at roughly the same time from the works, and they were £5 each. I've done one page in Imaginemorphia. This was again a buddy colour. I've still got a sticker on there, I need to take that off. This was again a buddy colour with the lovely Effie, and I did this one. The colours for the butterflies are exactly the same for Ivy and Inky Butterfly. I just like to do that. The yellow background was a bit of an unusual one for me. I would not normally do a yellow background. It's something that I just would never go near. It's not a colour that I really use that much, like heavily on a page, so it was really nice to do it actually, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. It does go well with the gold though, so I guess, you know, it did work. But I used polychromos mostly for this, and yeah, as I said, I really like how it turned out, and it's the only page that I've done in here so far. So this was for Khalil Horde, hosted by Luvella. Yeah, it was really fun to get stuck into this book, because it is really, really detailed, and I'm hoping to do some more pages in this book and the other ones at some point. I'm really glad that I've got back into doing pictures from Kirby, because I really enjoy them. We then have Mythomorphia, and I've done 2 pages in this book. The first one is this one, and this was a tutorial that I followed from Shirley XLY, and it is the Baku. I think I'm saying that right. This was just Prismacolor, and she was using baby oil, sorry I can't speak, to blend it all, but I decided to use my Zest It because that's what I had to hand, and I think it worked really well. The only downside was that for some of the parts she didn't show what to do, so she would show how to do one cloud and then not the others, so I did have to kind of figure that out from the picture, which I tried to stay as close to it as I could, but I really like the fact that it's quite a limited colour palette. I didn't have to use many colours in terms of the pencil, and actually it's not showing up as bright as it is in person. So the only embellishments that I went in and then put were, in fact it was just a few dots of my pearlescent liquid acrylic, just to make it look a bit shiny and a bit like stars. And then we have this one, which was a buddy colour with the lovely Kay from Colouring with Kay, and this was done quite a few months ago, I want to say 3 or 4. I was experimenting with my Arteza pencils quite a bit for the background. This is a pencil background, and then I blended it with my Zest It blender, and I think that worked well. I love the colour of the dragon. I have never really coloured anything like this before, and it was something quite out of my comfort zone, but I just enjoyed it so much. And this was all Prismacolor, so everything that isn't the background is Prismacolor, and then all blended with the Zest It blender. And I love the fact that our pages turned out so differently, and that's what is so great about Muddy Colours. The fire again was quite a bold move for me with the bright colours, so yeah, it was a really enjoyable page, and I can't wait to do more in this book. Again, it's very detailed and they do take a long time, but I think I have started to realise now that as I move into becoming more busy, I just want to colour for myself and not worry about how many pages I'm, you know, producing every month. For me, it's just the enjoyment of doing it, and if I get less pages done, that's all right. And my videos for my computer pages will just be a bit shorter. But yeah, I hope to do more pages from Mythomorphia, or at least, you know, one of his books next year. And then, I don't know why I haven't put, oh no, I do have 2 tags, they're just very close together. I've also done 2 pages from Worlds Within Worlds by Kirby. This was a new book that he put out this year. I got it in April, and I want to say his Fragile World book is coming out in February. That's definitely one that I'm going to get. There's a polar bear page, which is absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, this is a new line of books that he's doing. So we've got Worlds Within Worlds. His Fragile World one is all based on endangered animals. So the first page that I did was this one. This was again for one of Effie's hashtags. And yeah, I used Prismacolor and a few polychromos. But again, I used pencil for the background. I did use a base of chalk pastel, and then I put pencil over and then blended with my Zest It blend. So, but all of it was pencil apart from that. So I had so much fun, and I did use pastel again for the dinosaur and then do it over. So yeah, it did take me quite a while, but all of the layering and stuff was really fun, and it was just a bit of a different page again for me in terms of the colour palette and everything. So I did make these velociraptors look like blue from the Jurassic World films. And yeah, I just put a few embellishments, but not much really, because I wanted to try and keep it realistic. So that was the first, it's the only double spread I've done from Kirby. And the other one that I've done is this, and this was a buddy colour with the lovely robin. This was a recent one, I did this last month, and I've kind of gone more with my pastel colour palette for this one. I used Prismacolors, just Prismacolor? I think it might have just been Prismacolor and some fine liners. And then I've used my Arteza white gel pen, my Zest It blend, gold Jelly One metallic, glaze, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So that is everything that I'm going to show you in this first part, I think. I don't want it to be too long. I mean, it's already quite long, but I think doing 2 parts will be better, and I'll show you all of the other pictures from the standalone books in the next part. So this will hopefully be going up around New Year, because I want it to be around the time that I started my channel. So thank you so much all of you for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Everything will be now down below as usual in the description. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.